keep them open. But I want you to envision the day where you know that you have very little time left to live. Call it your deathbed, in a hospital, in your home, loved ones around you. However, you decide to see this scenario, just see yourself in your last days where you know that there is no more options for you right now, right? There is nothing that you can do. Everything is out of your control. You are just waiting for the moment when the breath leaves your body. And I want you to think about all of the things that you wish you would have done, all of the places you wish you went, all of the experiences you wish you had, all of the dreams and the unfulfilled projects or dreams or explorations, the times where you wish you had said sorry, or those that you asked and wished you could have had more time with, that you would have just said, please forgive me. Think of this as you remembering all the things that are most important to you, all the things that you are putting off right this moment. And now this should get you curious around a lot of things, right? Get you in your emotions, even your feelings. You might have a visceral effect to this drill. Probably should have did a trigger warning. And at the same time, this is where we are in life right now. None of us know when our last moment is, when our last day is. Even if a doctor came to us right now and said, you have blank, blank time to live, that's not the truth, right? My father was given a certain amount of time for him to live. He outlived that, not by very long, but it gave him a time to reflect on the regrets that he had, all of the things that he wished he had done, and same for me, right? It gave me time to really, and where I was watching someone, really live the last days of their lives and wanting to be there to support them and help them through it. It put me in a space of wishing, hoping, wondering, believing that any moment he would get better, any moment that he would get strong again, that he would start speaking again, that he would start eating again. And not long after, he was gone, right? So Spirit told me one day that if I don't go and see my father, that I would never see him again. And so I packed up my things. I was in Charlotte at the time. I put them in storage. And I went to New Jersey, actually Philadelphia, in the cancer center where my father was. I spent time there with him. I was able to help him in a lot of ways. And there was many things that I couldn't do, right? That the nurses and doctors were there to do, right? So I was there as the support that I could be, right? Spent Father's Day with him, spent his birthday with him. And actually the day after my birthday is when he passed away. Now, again, this was him outliving what his doctors told him as far as the time that he had left to live. He had stage 4 cancer. But for none of us do we ever know when our last day might be, when our last minute might be, when this is the end of what we call life. So in the exercise we just did, I had you, for all those who are new here, I had you put yourself in your last days, right? At a time where you are told that you don't have much time to go, and you absolutely know this is the end of your life. What is it that you wish you would have done? What is it that you wish you would have experienced, that you wish you would have moved beyond your fear and moved into? What is it? So that brings me literally to the whole point of this video, right? You are here to live, baby. You are here to live in this short time that you have on earth. So we want to go through 5 reasons that you're not, and hope that this would encourage you to start living in that, to start and decide the type of life that you actually want to live, and then move forth in that without allowing anything to stop you, including you, right? So the 5 reasons that you are not living, baby, is because your brain is trying to protect you. Let's just start with that, right? Because this is not like it's not a fault, it's not a blame, it's not a judgment, it's not any of those things. There is a part of your brain that is trying to protect you from what it does not know. It's trying to protect you. Greetings, everybody. It's trying to protect you. It's trying to keep you safe. It's trying to keep you small. It's trying to keep you in a box, right? And so society reflects that back, right? This box that it appears as if people want you to live in, right? There is a part of you that also wants you to live in this box, in your brain. And it's because it's trying to protect you. Now, it doesn't care about what it is that you want to do. It doesn't care that you want to try something new and different. It doesn't care that you are on a journey to be better today than you were yesterday. Actually, when you go on the journey to be better today than you were yesterday, your brain will actually try to fight you. Right? And as soon as you can tell this, right? Because as soon as you start to go down this path of wanting to do something different, do you notice how, let's say you want to go on a diet, right? And now all you can do is think about pizza and burgers and everything that you should not be eating, right? Because there's a part of you that's like, no, this is what we like. Like, we're okay here. We're safe here. Leave us okay. Okay, so it's natural. And we want to think that part of us who wants to protect us, it doesn't know that it's trying to keep us small. It just knows that it wants to protect you and keep you in what's familiar. So we can often think about this as the path of least resistance, right? Even if that's a painful situation, right? That your brain would still tell you that it's okay to stay there because it's what's familiar. It's a pattern that you're familiar with. So it's okay to think that part of your brain that wants you to stay small, that wants to stop you from living. It's okay, right? And now you get to think that part of you and you get to move forward. You get to live in the expansion and the expression that you came on this earth to live in. You get to be in the wholeness of who you are, not having to decide whether you are one way or another. You get to actually be a whole human being, right? Crazy, right? But that's what happens when you come here to live, baby, and you actually live. So say for number 2, you might need more pain, right? Or you're just not tired enough yet, right? So as we said, the brain, there is a part of you that is going to try to stop you. And at the same time, it could be leading you to allowing yourself to continue on this cycle and recognizing it consciously as pain, right? As you keep putting yourself through pain, you are complaining day after day. You are tired of this situation. You want something different. You know there's more for you, but just somehow it's just, you have not reached the point yet to where you get angry. Okay, and trust me, look, all of this list, ask me how I know. Okay, ask me how I know. So yes, when you get to the point, and it's actually one of the ways that anger is actually becomes medicine, right? Because once you get to the point where you are angry enough, where you are tired and you have had enough, it gives you a motivation to go and do more, have more, be more, right? Make a different choice, to find out what the options are, to move forward in whichever direction now feels like it is a more healthy, right? A more prosperous way than what you are going through right now, right? Stuck in a relationship, stuck in a dead-end situation, afraid to move forward. But I promise you, when you get to the point where you are angry, okay, that ain't even gonna matter, okay? And you've probably been through that before, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so number 3, maybe you like things the hard way. Like, that's okay, right? Part of what I help women and leaders understand is that you have to get honest with yourself, right? If your patterns show you that you take the hard way over the way that's easiest for you, and it's okay because society programmed you that way, right? Things have to be hustle bustle, have to be hard, have to be this, have to be that. So it makes sense on why you would choose the harder way, right? Because now, let's say being an artist, right, is just now getting to the point where people can recognize that no, you don't have to be a starving artist, right? But before then, it was silly for you to go after your dream. It was silly for you to actually go after your gifts, right? To use your talents, for you to be even more embracing the wholeness of who you are. That was like, okay, after you're done work, right? After you're done 40 years and then you retire, right? So now things have changed, and trust, things are speeding up, right? So for me, this is really about helping people connect with themselves, right? In a world where we are now getting lost, right? We're getting lost in these machines, right? In this phone, in this scrolling, in AI, and all of these different things. We're getting lost in there, and we already needed help back to ourselves. We already needed to understand more of who we are once we start to release the programming that's been put on us. So now adding these other things, it's almost a recipe disaster for some people, right? If you weren't overwhelmed with life enough, okay? So that's why I feel like it's so important for us to absolutely move back to a space where we give ourselves permission to live, where we give ourselves permission to be ourselves, where we give ourselves permission for pleasure, for peace, for whatever it is that your soul is calling for, unless you are waiting until you're told that you don't have much time left on this planet to find it. And of course, that's a choice. Okay, number 4, you prefer being the underdog or the victim. I mean, there are perks in that, right? People feel bad for you, you get a lot of attention, you get people on your side, you get people against someone else if that's your choice. Like, there are a lot of perks of being the victim, right? People don't expect very much of you, right? It's a lot of responsibility to win, to be a success, right? To be in the wholeness of you, because people still expect whatever it is they expect. And that's fine, right? We all expect something. No problem in that. The thing is that when it feels so comfortable to be the underdog and the victim, that you allow yourself to stay there, that you don't allow yourself to push forward. Oh, I don't like this lighting. That you, oh, it's on here. Let's take a pause for the camera. Okay, that made it worse. Okay. See, that's why you just leave stuff alone sometimes. But now we got to fix it even more. Commercial break. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. All right. All right. Much better. Much better. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. This is real life. This is real life. Okay, so we were back to number 4, and the possibility that you might prefer to be the underdog and a victim, because there's benefits there, right? And we can't deny that, right? While that doesn't mean that you're not a victim, that doesn't mean that you didn't start as the underdog. But ultimately, is that the place that you want to stay in? Is that the place that you want to operate from? Is that the place that you want to live from? Is the question. Okay, and only you get to decide that. This is your life. This is your choice. And you absolutely get the right to decide. So I'm not here to try to change your mind. I'm just here to, leave a little spark or whatnot. Okay. So number 5, okay, on reasons why you're not living, baby, it's because you're afraid. And I know. Raise your hand if you like to say you're afraid. Okay. Raise your hand if you never get afraid. Okay. Then by raise your hand, I mean put it in the comments, right? Okay, because many people, even if it's not you, are afraid. They're afraid of what people think, afraid of things changing, afraid of changing yourself, afraid of showing up differently, afraid of your potential. afraid of failing in private or in front of people, afraid of giving your all and it not being good enough, afraid of being shown as, an imposter, afraid that someone else can do better than you, afraid that AI is here and going to take your job, afraid of everything, afraid of living, afraid. And that's okay. It's okay to say, you know what? I have been afraid of living. You think I have not had times where I was afraid of living? Absolutely. Where I made excuses to play small, where I made excuses to stay in relationships that didn't serve me, where I called in relationships that I knew didn't serve me for the long run, but served me for that time. I was afraid of standing out on my own. I was afraid of speaking my opinion. I was afraid of sharing my voice. I was afraid of being seen as weird. I was afraid of all of these nonsensical things that at the end of the day, none of them matter. When I am on my deathbed, when you are on your deathbed, does any of this, these 5 things, any of this stuff I talked about for the past 16 minutes, does any of these things matter? When time is up on earth and it's time for you to go on to whatever the next journey is, whether that is watching over some other crazy person doing this earth thing, or you go somewhere else, or whatever, right? Who knows, right? But whatever it is, and it might be different, right? It might be different for us. But whatever that is, this short time on earth, is it going to be filled with fear? Is it going to be filled with allowing that fear to move you and stop you and control you? Is it going to be filled with you finally saying yes to yourself and what other people think? Is it going to be filled with however feels right for you, right? How your path was meant to be, not anyone else's. Will it be filled with your happiness, your joy, good memories, expansion, pleasure, good food, travel, whatever, okay? Whatever you enjoy, is it going to be filled with that? Or will it be filled with the things that you are going to regret when the last day comes? We've all had someone in our lives to remind us of how we can be here today and gone tomorrow, right? It hurts, it's painful, and it's a part of life. It's part of the agreements when we came here, was that at some point we would leave here. And so we can spend this life however it is that we choose, right? The infinite intelligence and spirit is inside of us, expanding, growing, having billions, trillions, gazillions of experiences, right? Enjoying what it's like to be humans, to be animals, to be plants, to be apartments, homes, to be bricks, sand, oceans, all of the expressions. So, of course, I'm here talking to the human ones. And thank you for being along the ride with me, humans. So while we're having this human experience, right, and we have the infinite spirit inside of us having this experience, what is it we're going to choose in it? Are we going to choose to live it? Are we going to choose to stand in the fear around it? Are we going to choose to stay small? Are we going to choose to think big and continue in that way? Right? We're going to see the doubts and the fear come up. Our work often is just moving beyond it. And everything we're seeking is right on the other side. Everything we're seeking is within and finding its way outside. Everything that you need is inside. This message today came from inside, right? Me creating these things around me, this phone, this tripod, this beautiful place I love in Mexico, right? And every different part of my journey. And I'm so grateful for it. And as I continue to grow and expand and learn and share, I want to continue to do that with the world, all over the world, from large stages, right? In atmospheres to help people who think that nobody thinks that they have a problem, right? To help them, right? To move into this same space of being whole and human and complete, no matter what the title, no matter what the calling, no matter what the amount of money. Because only people who don't have the money think that people with the money don't have the problems. And it doesn't matter either way, right? The whole point is that while you are here on this beautiful earth, that you remember that the most important thing that you have here is you. The most incredible, amazing journey and relationship and experience that you'll have, it's all right here. And whatever it is that you desire, you can have as soon as you get beyond the fear of living. Until now. Until now, right? Yes, because the next time will be now again. It's all we have right now. And until the next now, peace and love. Oh, and for my ladies, I'll of course see you in Nice Girl Rehab at nicegirlrehab.com, or make your way into the Unleashed group for those ready to, absolutely express every side of themselves. With help, of course, from a dominatrix and hypnotist for over a decade. So I'm excited to continue to love on and enjoy you ladies just as much as I'm very, very excited to be at a place near you, okay? Especially for my leaders and all those ready to fully embrace who they are and move beyond the fear. Now for now, peace and love.